Hey, I wanted to let you know before we get going with our sight reading example that I am trying out several new things right now, and my hope is that all of the things I'm trying help you hear better, see better, and have a better music experience. So if you're having trouble seeing or hearing me, do let me know. msmith@hcps.us, and if you're an OWL student, you can always leave a comment on this assignment. Our first order of business is going to be to review what we've done. We started with half and quarter notes, so let's look at those. Our half notes we put on our feet like this. Ta, 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 ta. Our quarter notes we put on our feet like this. Ta, 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 ta. Our eighth notes, TT, we put in our feet like this. T, 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 T. And our quarter rests we put on our feet like, well, in the air, actually. We just jumped on all of the quarter rests the last time we did it. So we're going to review what we did last time and use all of those same motions that we did. And let's see if I can get us queued up here. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, oops, ti, ti, ta, ta. Ooh, I'm kind of far away from my screen, so I misread that rhythm. I bet you probably did it right. And if you didn't, we all make mistakes. So I'm going to take this opportunity to incorporate some of the suggestions that your classmates have given me. I heard about clapping, I heard about side jumps, that was super popular. And I also heard about raising the roof. And if what I'm doing here isn't what you intended when you made that suggestion, please do let me know. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually substitute our ta for side jumps. Like I said, that was by far the most popular suggestion. So now every time you see a quarter note, which again is a note that looks like this one, you're going to jump with both feet to the side like this. Okay? So if you have 3 quarter notes in a row like we did for the first measure of our example, it would go like this. Ta, ta, ta. Now, let's talk about the quarter rest. We had a suggestion to use this motion, pumping the arms up in the air, raising the roof. I thought that might work really well for our quarter rests. So this time, instead of jumping on your quarter rest, you're going to raise the roof, okay? And then the other thing was clapping. We're going to take all of our eighth notes, the TT, or those beamed notes that you see connected to each other, you're going to clap those, okay? So let's try our example with our new motions. If you mess it up, don't worry. I'm sure I'm probably going to mess it up too. Let's see what happens. Side jump is the first thing to happen. Here we go. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, 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 ta, ta. Oops. Oh, I almost had it until the very end. But it was pretty good for most of it, so I'm gonna let it ride that way. Okay, I want to share something new with you. Might not be totally new. In fact, I really don't think it will be for most of us, but just in case, it's this note right here. It's called a whole note. And in this context where we have the 4 stacked on top of the 4, does anybody remember what that's called? In this context, it's going to be 4 beats. Here's how I propose we show those 4 beats in our feet. Toe. That's how I usually really actually speak this when I'm clapping it. Toe. We're going to transfer that to our feet. So point at your toe out in front of you. Right out in front of you. And then draw like a rectangle with one side that's not closed. You're going to draw it with your toe like this. Toe, oh, oh, oh. So that by the last beat, your feet are probably close together, if not touching. Let's try that again. Toe, oh, oh, oh. Let's try it on the other side. Toe, oh, oh. Ready? Try it on the same side now. Toe, oh. Try it on the other side. Here we go. Toe. Does that feel comfortable? Is it too weird? I don't know. But in any case, I propose we try this rhythm. So I'm going to show it to you, and hopefully you recognize and can see everything that's here. Okay? Let's speak it one time. Here we go, right now. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta. All right, I'm going to back up and I'm going to put that in my feet and the rest of my body. Here I go right now. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta. Did you get it? Just so you know, it doesn't matter which foot or arm you start with when you're pointing and pointing your toe, as long as it's on the same side. Let's try that again. Here we go right now. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, toe. Again. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, toe. And with that, I'm betting you're ready for the next example. So let's get it ready for you. Next example has how many whole notes in it? If you guessed 2, you're correct. So go ahead, look it over, see if there's anything tricky in there that might get you, and we'll be ready to try it momentarily. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 toe, ta, 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 toe. How'd it go? I'm gonna give you a little bit of time, look it over, and we're going to try that same way again. Here we go. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ta. I'm out of breath. So, I imagine that if you're someone who hates jumping, that wasn't very exciting or pleasant for you. Again, if you don't like the way we're moving, find your own way to move. It's totally fine. I'm going to introduce you to something else new. And it is this. It's a dotted, what kind of note? If I covered up the dot, what does it look like? If you think it looks like a half note, you're right. So when I take my finger off the dot, I'm going to call it a dotted half note. And when we have this 4 stacked on top of the 4, that dotted half note is going to be worth 3 beats. I say it, ta. So here's how I'm envisioning putting that in my feet. Before we pointed our toe and we made a rectangle or square. This time, since we're doing 3 beats, we're going to make a different shape. Can you guess what it is? It's a triangle. So, ta, straight in front of me, ah, straight out to the side, ah, back in the middle. Ta, ta. Try it with me now. Ta, ta. And we're putting a little bit of a rest in there. No, not a little bit. It's definitely a rest. But I just want you to focus on the dotted half note for now. So let's do it 4 more times in a row. Here we go 4 times. Ta, 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 ta. Got it? We're going to move on and try this rhythm that's in front of you now. Let's just say it to ourselves one time before we move. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. I think I said we would do it 1 time, but we did it 2 times, and I'm not sad about it. All right, let's try to put it in our feet and in our hands. Ready, set, twice through, go. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. I really like that move, that combination of moves, the composition of those moves, if you will. All right, so let's try our very last example. You ready? I think I am. We'll see what happens. I'm going to get a little closer. My old eyes can barely see. Ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti. Oh no, I messed up. I forgot. I gotta do the side jumps. Here I go with the side jumps. Toe, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta. Whoa, you guys, I totally blew it that time. I forgot that we were jumping side to side for the quarter notes. So I'm just going to try to focus and remember side to side for the quarter notes and all those other things. Can you remember it all? I don't know. Ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta. Toe, ti, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta. Well, it still wasn't perfection, but it was okay. It was better the second time than the first time, and that's really all I can hope for. So, again, if you have suggestions for how we can try to move for our sight reading factory exercises, I would love to hear them. I had a lot of fun with these, and honestly, guys, I think I need to practice them for another week. So maybe we'll try these same moves again next week, next time. We can keep practicing things that we need to work on. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you soon.